time alone. When I am perfectly willing to give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been through. I just wanna fill one night with good love, baby. That's all. So baby, if you got that feeling, well, I wanna give you that.
Check, check.
Midnight healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low. Come right on over here to me. I know you don't
Check.
want no commitment.
Check, check. Good.
I just wanna set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside my door. I just wanna get your head right, baby. Give you all the love I got for sure. So baby, if you've got that feeling, you know I wanna give you that midnight healing. Oh, I just wanna make love to you all night long. Midnight healing, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Your sound's gone, Mark.
Nah, it's good. You can hear me?
You're a little bit echoey, but yeah, I hear you.
Check, check. That should be okay. Am I echoey to you?
Yeah, you're echoey to me, like you're coming through another mic or something. It's not like you were before.
How about now?
Perfect.
Okay. Good. All right. Let's go. Uh-oh. All right, hang on, everybody. Let me, okay, audio's good. Shit. Okay, we're good. Let me change. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Let me change that. Okay, good. That's good. That's what I'm looking for. Very good. X. Okay, good. All right. Welcome back, y'all. Hang on. Let me get myself situated here. In case you missed it, it's been a little while. Even my chair feels different. What's going on here? That's better. All right, there we go. I'm missing something. Hang on. Okay. All right. I think we're good. I think we're all set. Audio's good. Everybody can hear me out there, right? Everybody can hear me. Got my Palometa. Everything's good. All right. Everything's good. Let's go. Okay. Welcome to the show. What time is it? 9:16. Why do I look like I'm sitting at a small table? All right. Oh, here we go. Fix that chair, Mark. Fix the chair. Let's go. Okay. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the show. I know it's been a while, but I took some time off to concentrate on another show, which is Question Mark Auctions, which you guys will see live this Friday for the first time from 9 to 12 a.m. 9 to 12 p.m. On Friday, and NYC EST time, 9 a.m. Now, so our guest tonight, no stranger to the show. She's been on the show once or twice before. I think twice, maybe three times. And so this is her, is this really a fourth time? She's got a brand new show coming out. We got a chance to get to know her through the Webby Week we had. And now we have Charoa here with a new project. She's going to talk about her new project. We're going to bring her on. Let's do that right now. All right, Charoa, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great evening.
I'm a little rusty. I got to blow off the rust. I've been missing. I've been MIA for the last I think a month and a week. Haven't had too many HOP shows, but it's all right. I wanted to take the time to focus and practice, focus and take a look at a different show that we've been working on, which, just happens to coincide with the Webby project that we did for the casting. And, we did the whole Webby Week and the announcement. And now here we are, you don't realize it, but how long were we talking about this project together?
Oh, my God. Since August.
Right?
Yeah.
So I try to explain to people, this is almost 6 months, August, September, October, November, December, January, and ending in February. So this was a full 6 month project from beginning to end. And we're in the last week of it right now. Friday will be the finale to everything that we have planned. Some good news is we have 2 bids on 2 auctions right now, so 2 pieces will sell right now. So congratulations to those photographers. But here we are, Charoa. I remember that we did a little double interview where you kind of interviewed me right before we started this whole thing. But as everything was happening, there's a lot going on, right? So in the background, personally, and also, and so I just thought it would be smart to sit and focus. And now here we are. Charoa came up and she's like, hey, I got a show for you. I need it to happen February 2nd. So I said, all right, let's make it happen, because I felt like it was time. We're 1 week away. We're going to close out on Friday at Dream Canvas. And then, I said it's a perfect time to bring HOP back. And so welcome back, Charoa. What's up?
All's good. It's been a really exciting day today for me. Today was the first day that my season 2 of Art Therapy with MindSoul Meditations made a comeback. We had our first episode go live this morning on YouTube, and was, really nice going in and sitting in the live chat first thing this morning and getting to talk to people. They're like, breakfast with Charoa, and it was like, woohoo! It was cute. It was fun, and I really enjoyed it, and people had a good reception to it. So yeah, it's a good day.
Okay, so before we get started, Charoa, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody and give everybody a brief introduction, let them know, everything that you got going on. And then we'll dive into the project a little and talk about, MindSoul Meditations. I mean, when we first had you on, we were able to explore and check out that channel. But now here, season 2. And season 2 says a lot, because there was a season 1, and most people don't even get done with season 1. And here you get, starting up season 2, and you have a lot of guests, I believe. I was looking at some of the lineups on the shows and looked really good. So before we get into that, why don't you just give them a refresher of, who you are and a little bit about your background. And why don't you take it from there? Go ahead.
So I'm Charoa. I've been an artist my whole life, but I haven't actively been making art my whole life. I actually took a back seat and was basically working for everybody else for the longest time, until my husband's like, hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you making stuff for yourself? And I kind of had like a mind blown kind of moment. And I was like, oh, you're right. You're right. So I got back into the art scene, I guess about 3 years ago now. And at a certain point, I thought, my day job is as a web developer, and I coach a lot of people. I teach people how to use social media and do marketing. And I thought it would be a really good exercise for me to take what I was doing, which was MindSoul Meditations, and do the whole experiment of get on my socials, build the brand, get to know the communities, build my own community, and build MindSoul Meditation. So that's how this started. And then I got involved with the art community on X, and I really X became my place, my people were on X. So I started growing that and participating in different open calls. Started doing daily prompts that I was sharing with people to sort of build a community up. Um, and then 2 years ago, I had the opportunity through a women's network called Audacity to do something. They were looking for content creators. And so I had a meeting with them, and we talked about like, what could I do? And I'd happened to have just done for myself a 30-day challenge where I created art every day for 30 days, um, just sort of as a healing and mental health, and to sort of like write myself to start the new year. And I was telling them about that, and they said, "Hey, that's a great idea. You should do that. You should bring that to other people." And I thought, "Oh my God, yeah, I really should." So they were my sponsors within my first season. And I did a 30-day challenge, 30 episodes, a lot of work. At a certain point, as I was doing it, I realized I have this big community that I've built, and I have not done open calls and brought my community in. I also realized that when I'm creating these episodes, it's just me, my art, my perspective. And this is about mental health. And my perspective is not the only perspective that's out there. So I wanted to bring people in. So people came to know me through my open calls, through my prompt challenges, and I got the opportunity to build a community. And then from there, because I'm going to just skip over a little bit there so people get to know me. Um, when I started them for this year, I decided I didn't want to use X for doing my open calls because it was really chaotic the first time around. So I was looking for a platform. I built my own. It was functional, but it wasn't everything I needed it to be. And so I reached out to Webby. That was a brand new platform. I had submitted to an open call on there, and I thought, hey, I wonder what this experience is like for doing an open call, and reached out, got into a conversation with Creative Owls, and I started doing my open calls on his platform. But in the process of doing that and him listening to me in spaces, he's like, I think I need you to be on this team. So he offered me a position as the director of open calls and partnerships. And so that was May of last year that I joined on Webby. So we're coming up on a year, and we saw a lot of growth. Working together, we make a really great team working together. We both bring different things to the platform, but together we make it work. And yeah, tremendous growth. So now people know me from Webby, they know me from MindSoul Meditations, they know me from X. And I'm still an artist, still making art, still submitting to open calls. So, and then in the background, I have my business still running as well. So I'm busy. I'm also an art director with the 34, or no, sorry, not art director, art advisor with the 34 Gallery. So I have a lot of involvement with them. And I bring them up because they're one of my sponsors this year. So that's been really tremendous because they've actually covered the costs for some of the things that I've needed this year to make this happen. So that's me.
All right. All right. One of the questions that really jumps into my mind is why is mental health, obviously mental health is a big part of everything that you do, especially this series. Why is mental health so important to you?
I think I went through a period like when I did my 30-day challenge, what my focus was is I had dealt with chronic pain for a number of years. And so when I was dealing with that, I was really not in a good place. I wasn't really able to be effective in my work, with my family as a mother. Um, I slept a lot, took a lot of pain medication, and it just was not doable. I wasn't a good partner for my husband. And at a certain point, I sort of working with my doctor and different things that I dealt with in life, um, found what was causing that pain. So when I figured out what it was and I was able to sort of do something about it, then the chronic pain issues lessened and sort of life came back. But when life came back, the reality of who I had been in all those years pressed down on me. Like it was a sense of guilt, a sense of, um, you know, disappointment in myself. So I was going through some need to sort of like come to terms with what I had gone through and how I had been, and that I wasn't the best person for everybody around me. So I needed to deal with that and address that. And I found that when I dealt with my 30 days and I did that, and then I shared that with family, and I showed them like this is what I made, this is why I made it, this is what it means. Conversations started. My kids had the opportunity, they had a permission structure to be able to tell me, like, yeah, mom, you sucked. My husband too, and even shared it with like my dad. And, my dad was brought to tears looking at this because he was able to relate to it. And he was like, I understand all of this. And he says, this is going to connect with people. Like, you need to share this. And so I did. And all of this, everything just kind of fell together, all these dominoes just kind of fell into place. And it was like, okay, this is what I need to do. And I realized this was sort of like a calling that I had, and I needed to pursue it because I saw the benefit it had. And while I do traditional art as well, um, I found that with AI art, what the simplicity of it, the ability to just hop into it or sit on my phone, when I'm having a bad moment and prompt what I'm feeling and generate some art quickly. I mean, there's that dopamine hit, obviously, that comes into play with that, but it also let me create quickly and easily and address feelings in the moment. And I thought that's a really amazing tool for somebody who may not feel like they're artistic, or who, like me, is an artist, but just needed that moment to just create, not for the purpose of anybody else, but just to create and reconnect to your creative soul. So I wanted to give that as a set of tools for people to be able to try it out. And even in the program, like, I don't explicitly require anybody to use AI art. People can create in whatever medium they want. But if they want to try AI art, then the tools are provided for them to do that.
Charoa, you had experience putting together a series. Why did you think that, turn into YouTube? And maybe you could talk a little bit about the format of the series. Like, what did you think would work the best for you? And now you put together this series, and I'm sure I don't know if it like how did you figure out like how long? And like, how did the whole thing come together? I'm kind of curious about that because even when I was doing the hour of power in the beginning, it was like, oh, I'll do it for an hour. And now it ended up being, now there's some shows that end up being 4 hours, and it's, but also then the streaming, I was, maybe I'll go streaming. But it seems like you actually might work on these episodes or edit these episodes. Like, how's the
Oh my
process?
gosh.
Yeah. How's the process happen?
So I started off like way back at the very beginning. It was um, writing scripts and going through this whole thing. I actually, when I started off, I had these scripts and I was reading from my scripts, and oh, I sounded like a robot. It was so horrible, And I have a couple of episodes out there that have that sort of flavor to it, and I realized like really early on, like, this sucks, man. Nobody wants to listen to a robot. That's not engaging. Um, so I had to change my process, and yes, everything is edited. So I have sort of like an intro in my episodes where I start talking about the topic, whatever the theme is for that particular open call, just a sec. And then um, right now, it's a little bit different than my first season, but I go into the open call. Actually, my open calls run at the same time as I'm talking about the theme right now. I have a meditation that I introduce. I introduced that a little bit later in the season, and that people were really loving the meditations that I was putting in. So they're in every episode this year. So I do a really short meditation. It's only like 3 to 5 minutes, so it's not like really long. And then introduce an artist, and then I do a little art piece at the end. So I kind of was working last year in this like modular sort of system where it was like this chunk, this chunk, this chunk, everything edited together. Um, and it was good. But this year I decided I wanted to go a little bit different. My episodes are slightly longer because last year they were more in the 15-minute. This year they're running 20 minutes to half an hour, um, which I think is still good. It's not taking up too much time from a person's day. But when you add like the meditations in every episode, this time I have a featured artist in every episode. I have an open call in every episode where they were sort of scattered and divided last year. But people really liked being part of the episode. It really made them feel like they were part of that community. So this year, it's like all the stuff that was a hit in season one, it's all in every episode this time. So because that's what people resonated with and that's what they wanted to see. So I bring it so it's a little bit longer, but that's okay. That's okay. The other thing I changed is because I was so robotic at times in my first season. This year, I'm actually on camera more, which I didn't do before. Now I have some camera issues, so I hope people will forgive me those. But I am on camera now and actually talking to people. And I'm actually going to give you a shout out for that, Marc, because while I did get on to a few lives, I was always nervous. But coming on these episodes with you, I'm like, I'm good to go. I'm golden. I'm like set on sitting in front of the camera. I'm comfortable with it
Build an
now.
experience over here,
Yeah,
Charoa.
yeah, yeah. That's right. You're building up artists, right? So you get credit. So yeah, so this year I was like just gonna go on camera, like just like let's just do it. I think people will connect more with me when they can see me and they know me, right? So they can talk to me, they can feel like they're more closely connected with the episodes and just like some voiceover, right? So I think it's going to make a difference for this year. So far this morning, people really enjoyed the episode. They didn't find it like it had a good pace. Didn't drone on too long. And when I do catch myself drone on too long, hey, that's what the edit's for. So it's different than here where we're live. But yeah, it's
Okay.
that's the process.
So explain to me one more time. What are all the goodies that are in each episode?
There's actually a lot because some of it is not specifically in the episodes themselves or like additional resources. So I start the episode, I talk about the topic. So today's episode was about hope. So we did an open call, the power of hope, light and darkness. So there's that open call with everybody's interpretation of that theme, which is something that's really important for me because it's not just my interpretation, because people really see these themes differently. And if I'm trying to encourage or inspire other people to create art, I think it's really valuable that they see other people's interpretations, right? And see sort of a broader spectrum of art. And it doesn't have to be perfect art. So we have some arts and even some featured artists that may not be, advanced, gallery quality, artists per se, but it's art from the soul, right? This is their expression, and that's the point. It's not the perfection, it's the output, it's the creativity, the healing that comes with it. So if you're in a bad mood and your art today needs to be scribbles, then that's what your art needs to be today. And it's more that than worrying about oh, I need to sell this at the end of the day, because none of it needs to be for sale. You might choose to sell something, but it doesn't need to be for sale because you're making it for yourself, right? You're not necessarily making it for others. And when you take that shift in perspective, then you're touching the roots of your creativity, right? So you're really connecting more with yourself than the commercial elements, or oh, I've got this open call and these are my criteria and this is the theme I have to make for. No, this is about you. So you're just creating for you. So that's the first part. Then I have the meditation. So it's a 3 to 5 minute guided meditation. So it's meditation music. And it's me guiding someone through a meditation. And then we have the featured artist, and the featured artist shares a story. They share advice. And of course, they get their artwork shown off. So that's really nice. And I think it's really nice to see that variety. Yeah. We'll get to that. So that's a really nice bonus for the artist too. And it's something to put in their resume, right? Like, hey, I was featured on this episode, and they can put that to their resume. So that's me giving back to artists as well. And then on top of all that, I actually set up a Patreon this year just because like I don't get paid for any of this. Um, People can elect to subscribe if they want to support, but most of the resources are free. So if somebody signs up on the Patreon, they can get um, prompting guides, episode guides. There's different AI prompts. There's access to last year's resources that um, were sort of in a closed group, but I opened it up now that those are available if anybody wants to go back and do season one. So I have those types of resources, and those that do elect to support and go into like a paid tier, which all of my featured artists were actually gifted a paid tier membership so that they have everything. That's my thank you for them. And then those ones I do more one-on-ones and coaching. So if somebody wanted to do coaching with me, they have the ability to spend time one-on-one and do that with me. So yeah, so there's a lot of little ebooks and that sort of thing that people can access to. And those, like I said, most of them are free. And I'm just giving it away because it's to help people along. So like the episode guides, for example, like what's in that? It's how to ask yourself the questions, what checklists to go through so you can prepare for writing a prompt. So like really like asking yourself how you're feeling and mapping your emotions and um, figuring out what symbolism, what colors, what styles, what you want to convey in terms of a message, you know, like are you feeling dark? Are you feeling light? How do you put all of that together? And if you're doing AI art, then you can take that and put it into a prompt. But if you're doing even like traditional art, you can still take those same tools to prepare for doing your traditional art because it gives you an idea how to focus so that you can move ahead to the creative process.
Charoa, I got a dog down that I need to go help, but I wanted to ask a question, and
Mhm.
then you got to carry me for a minute here.
Okay.
But she's swimming on the wood right now. Um, the first the season one.
Mhm.
Um, I wanted to ask you what moment, because here you are on the brink of season two. This is a lot of work, and I want to ask you, what was there moments in season one, or maybe you could talk about one or two moments that you remember about from season one that really, you know, what's moved you. I'm sure that in every show, if you ever ask me, I always think of a moment in the show, and I'm like, yeah, there was this part where they said this, and I could, but I'm sure there were moments that moved you, that motivated you to actually want to create season two. This is a lot of work, and on top of it, on top of everything that you do normally, this is it's obviously unpaid. You're doing it because you're inspired to do it. But I was just curious, maybe you could talk about some moments from season one that really hit home, and what made you want to create a season two.
Yeah, absolutely. So season one was actually really challenging. 30 episodes, first of all, was a lot of work. It took me almost an entire year to put together. I was new to everything. I mean, I'd done video editing, I'd done videos, I did stuff for clients, but to do it for yourself is a little bit different. So I ran some open calls. I invited some special guest artists to come in last year. And I think the first one was when I got the first voiceover from an artist, and that was Beanie Blossom. And she had submitted her art, and she had submitted a piece about self love. And I sat there and I listened to her audio, and she made me cry. It was so amazing, the message that she had to share with artists. And it resonated like so deeply with me um, that it was just like, this is it. This is why we're doing this. So it was really, really a key moment. And then I started getting more and more and more of these from all of my artists from season one. And they just blew me away at how inspiring they are, how deeply they were connecting with their topic, and everything that they were going to be bringing to this episode. And I became really excited to share this and to share their voices with the people that were going to be watching these episodes. And I realized that, every one of us, every artist out there really has some moment where they can talk about how their art has helped them, saved them, guided them, or inspired them, or done something for them positive within their life. And it's why they do it, right? That's why we have that creative passion. So I was really inspired by them, the artists from season one, to be able to keep going forward. Now, was a little bit of a struggle. I went through a point where I was like, I don't know, it was a lot of work. So I made the decision to bring it down to 15 episodes. Still a lot of work because instead of, like, I think I had 7 or 8 open calls across the 30 episodes, maybe a little bit more. But this year was going to be 15 open calls. So it was more open calls. So that was going to be more work, more featured artists. So that was going to be more work, but less episodes at the end of the day that I needed to edit. Um, but what happened was, so I went through everything I had on my scripts. I was preparing everything last year. As I was creating the episodes, it's like I was doing my 30-day challenge over myself. So it was kind of funny because I got to one episode and I think I redid the episode 3, maybe even 4 times, and I re-recorded it, redid all the artwork, redid it. And at a certain point, I had this light bulb moment where I went, oh, this is my problem area. This is why I'm struggling with this episode. I need to work on this. So, and then once I sort of like took the time for me to work on me for that particular area, I was able to get the episode finally done. So it was really eye opening to sort of redo my 30-day challenge. And then again, when I released the episodes in January of last year, and I went through the 30 days with a group of women, again, I repeated the whole thing again. And so I was going through the entire process again and redoing my challenge again. So it was really interesting to have that experience and to go along with everyone in that experience. So this year, I think I took a little bit of a different approach, though. I'm not dealing with the same types of topics because this year, what I wanted was to focus more on hope. I think people need more of a sense of hope, that we needed to bring a little bit more light into the world. And I hear and see every day pretty much on Twitter artists saying that, you know, they're finding it difficult to create their art. They're finding it difficult to deal with whatever's going on in their part of the world and creating art at the same time. And it's hard to reconcile these two things, which tells me that what I thought, the intuition that I had, that this was going to be a time when we really needed to focus on hope and light and create art for mental health would be key. That's really the case. And so I'm hoping to see artists that are struggling to really come in and give this a shot and see if it can sort of help them reconnect with themselves and find that light so that they can get back to creating. So I'm not sure if I need to go on some more, Mark.
No, no, no. You're good. I'm good. I'm good. You're good. You're good.
Your camera's frozen for me. It's probably me, so
Oh, is
I
it?
can't tell if you're back.
Oh,
Oh,
look
it's
at.
just me, I think. So,
No, no, no. You're right.
oh
You're
yeah,
right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. Let's see here. What's this? So question, because I will continue to keep going while I fix this real quick. How do you decide what artists? I mean, is it something where an artist kind of like resonates with you and is like, you know, this is I think this artist would be great for this. How do you, how do you choose what artist is right for these shows and these projects? You've made yourself very clear about what you want it to accomplish. In terms of reaching artists and helping them with any type of mental health issues, and secondly, do you feel that the world there's a lot of heaviness in the world right now? I mean, And number three, shit, I got a lot of questions. Um, yeah, and I was just gonna also say that artists. You talk to a lot of artists, and sometimes a lot of artists say they got to be in the right place, the right mental place to create. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I get when artists say that because it's like, especially if you want to paint or create, you don't. I think the more turmoil you have got going on inside or your life or your head, the harder it is to kind of, sometimes I guess it works for some people, right? I know they said Pollock was a very conflicted
Mm-hmm.
individual, especially in his film, and it's just his the beauty of the art that he created came from that conflict. But I feel that when I want to sit down, I want to edit, or I want to do a shoot, or I want to create an idea. I like to feel balanced and everything perfect. I think that's when you create your best art. At least that, in my opinion, that's what works for me. When you feel good about everything, I think that's when you create your best. So I was going to also ask, there's a lot of unbalance out there, a lot of heaviness, and a lot of people might be off balance. Do you feel like you create your best art, or do you incorporate the conflict and the turmoil and the upset? I'm sure there are some artists that express all of that upset through their art. You hear artists find inspiration from all sorts of different places. But yeah, I asked a lot. I could guide you through. But
So
go ahead, go
I'll
ahead.
start with the heaviness. Yes, there's definitely some heaviness. I mean, it doesn't matter like where you are in the world. There's so many different things happening in various parts of the world right now that yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy for a lot of people, and it's weighing down on people. And yeah, you're right that you need to be in balance to be able to create. And so part of this is to try and find that balance, right? That's why perfection isn't the point. Expression is the point. So it doesn't matter. It's not about good or bad, right? It's just about get something out. And I think that's why AI art can actually be beneficial. I've had artists that are like die hard, like traditional artists, and I'll never use AI. And when they see what it is that I'm doing with it, they're like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. And they can sit there and when they're in a funk, they can just start using AI like a muse. And all of a sudden they start seeing these images that are just, imaginations from AI based on, what they're expressing in their prompt. And suddenly inspiration strikes. And they're like, yeah, okay. And now they're off AI and they're back doing their traditional art because they expressed, they played around, they explored, they experimented in a way that was non-invasive, non-time consuming. I don't have to worry about I'm wasting my paints. I'm sitting here, I'm getting frustrated, I'm going to destroy a canvas. This is not what I want. Because when you're doing it with AI, it's more passive. It's not as demanding. It's not expending resources in a way that you would when you're working with traditional art. And you can find your way back into that inspiration. For me, yes, I use my dark, but I also use my light. And my art is radically different depending which way I go. Go ahead.
All right, I just wanted to say really quickly that the AI thing, you could really see where it comes into play now with um, I do believe AI can get you through what do they call it, writer's block or creativity
Hmm.
block. I'm just seeing, like, now I'm starting to see these bed videos, these double decker Spider-Man, Batman. You could tell that they're AI videos. I don't know if you've seen all the different floors that came out, with the epoxy now. Like, those are big. The AI videos with the epoxy. They got people constructing stuff now in these, what do they call it? Oh, shit. What do they call it? Time lapse. These time lapse
Okay.
videos that where people are like building pieces of art or making a different. I will say this: you look at these videos, they give you a lot of ideas, like, a lot of. And then imagine if you're the one creating this stuff. Let's say you are a floor person, you put a floor into a house, and you want to try something different. You could get such something so close and so perfect now that it might even inspire you, like, the
It
some,
does.
yeah, right. I mean, that's what you're saying, but I'm saying this in terms of, I even watched these construction videos. I know it's AI. I know they just kind of probably, like, they got the format of it, but they didn't probably, maybe they did describe the way the bed looks to detail,
Hmm.
right? But like, now you're starting to see the use of details and all these different ideas and all these creative, like, oh, it says, what would an epoxy floor look like if I sliced lemons and put lemons
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
floor and sealed them all in, and show me that, and now it's just
Yep.
and so now you could really, in real life, if you want to do a floor, you could see it so many different ways before you make a choice, to the point where you're like, all right, I know what I want. I want true trees and roots, and
Yeah,
I think it pushes the imagination. I think AI,
it does.
right? Go ahead. I'll let you pick it up. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah,
Real
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Like, I think, like, if you're a sculptor, for example, you could go and put in ideas, feed it the materials, what kind of form you want. You could even give it an example of your own artwork and say, I want something like this, but I want to do it in this wood, and I want to
Yeah,
stain it in
right,
black.
right,
And then all
right.
of a sudden you can start seeing how that can go. And what's even cooler is now you can take these models and you can actually load them into 3D AI tools, and it'll take your picture and turn it into a 3D model, so you can flip it around and look at all the angles and truly get inspired and go, okay, now I know what I'm going to go and build. And you walk away and you go and create it yourself.
Right.
I have this AI image I created 2 years ago. And in the background of this AI image was this painting on the wall. Like, well, not an artwork. It's not really a painting on the wall. I have been wanting to make that because I've never seen a piece of art that looks like that ever in my life. Like, even this past week, my husband and I were like talking about what materials do I need, trying to figure out, find the right materials so that I can make this particular artwork. Because it's like something that it looks like it's wood, but I can't do wood because it would be too heavy for a wall. So finding the right kind of foam and making it look like wood. So just getting all the specifications out, but I am going to make it because I just loved it when I saw it. And I know I can make that. I just need to do it right. So it's been like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm making that artwork because nobody's ever made one that looks like that before. So it's happening. And, that's an inspiration that I have. And it can happen for anybody, you just, something comes, it got me back into watercolor. I haven't done watercolor in 20, 30 years. And let me tell you, when I started again, I'm like, oh my God, I don't remember any of my techniques. And I really had to like sit and like do a lot of like doodles. Um, I got stuck that I was in my sketch style to get out of the sketch style, use the paints the way they're meant to be used. And now I'm doing watercolors again, So, um, and it all started from watercolor AI arts that I was enjoying making. And I'm like, yeah, screw this. I want to make my own, And sometimes I'll go back and look at the ones I love the most to inspire me. So I can look at it and see the technique that I admired that came out in that particular work. But now I'm going to go do it myself. So it works two ways. I mean, you're not locked in to just, oh, it's AI and I just got to do the AI. I love the artists that are incorporating AI with digital, with physical artworks, and just marrying all of these mediums together. Or one of the things I'm doing this year on the show is the free AI component, because I didn't even mention that yet. At the end, there's tools that I'm offering for free this year for people to create AI art for free. Because some people in the world may not be able to afford to get the software, so they can actually come and use through Wide Worlds. They're one of my sponsors. They're supporting me. So I have credits. People can use my credits basically, and they can use art, and then they'll just replenish my credits. But all the AI styles that are in there are all styled after my own artwork. So I'm not using other people's styles. These are my styles. So I took my stuff and I trained my own stuff, and then people can go in and use my very own styles. So that's another, cool thing that you can do is just train your own art. Make a style that's entirely 100% you. So there's a lot of ways to use it, and I think it opens doors to creativity, and people who think they're not creative, it'll give them um, that little push to see that maybe they can be. It'll give that little bit of inspiration to try, because a lot of people are like, oh no, I don't have them, I can't draw anything. But maybe by using the right kinds of mediums or exploring, you'll find that, maybe I can do this. Now I want to go and step outside my comfort zone and actually try something different. Somebody who's prompting and making videos, and they're like, you know what, I've kind of got the hang of camera angles and everything. I'm prompting all this stuff. Let me go ahead and make my own video, right? And walk out with their cell phone and start recording and realize, shit, I can do this. They've learned along the way through the use of AI that now they can translate those skills into trying to do it like legit, like go out and just create for themselves. So it's all about inspiration. It's all about inspiration.
Let me tell you something. I see a lot of AI photography, and I would imagine that if you were creating that, you're going to have to put in the description of it. But not only that, you're going to have to put in the lens, the lighting, the f-stop, and what type of lighting you're looking for. And, it could, and so I would imagine that if you stick with it and you're there every day, and the more you learn about photography, the more your work is the more you can describe it, the more depth it's going to have, right? So the more, let's just say, the more knowledge you have, the smarter you are, the more versatile you are, seeing all these different, hey, you know what? This photographer, look at his lighting style, and then let's say the equipment. Let's say you want a soft box. I want a soft light. Now you start playing around with different, ISOs and different.
Yeah, literally, I have prompts like that, Mark. Literally.
Right. I know. I got it. I got you. So imagine somebody who doesn't know anything, never shot a camera, learns how to create that way. Believe it or not, I firmly believe that they could take those numbers and set up the camera and create the same shot. If they know their lighting, they know the strength of the wattage. Like, I don't know how entailed it gets. I don't know if you could sit there and be like,
it would still be a little bit of a learning curve, but you would have the building blocks.
Yeah, right. You'd have the base. You'd have the base knowledge, because you would know to look for the ISO and, okay, let's 100, well, maybe 200, right?
What kind of, yeah. Do I need a specialty film? What's the best black and white film?
Show me what an ND filter would look like on this, right? Or show me what a gradient filter would look like on this lens. Show me what a long lens. Show me what a 200 would look like. Show me what a 35 would look like. Yep. Show me what a 16 would look like, right? So you got to put all that in. If you want a fisheye, you're going to tell it, give me like a 15, 16 millimeter with vignetting. Like, you're going to start learning all of this as you're creating these photos, as you're looking at other prompts. But then that's really going to translate to being able to pick up a camera and shoot somewhat. I'm not saying that you're going to pick up and shoot the exact same, but you will have that knowledge that will help aid you to getting one step closer to creating, where you would just be picking up a camera and not knowing shit. And I would imagine that would work with, people who focus it on paint, anything really, anything. Okay.
I mean, think about how we learn how to create art. As children, we learn our basic, our foundational things, and then we learn through mimicry. We learn in art school about different master painters, and this is the techniques, and this is how they accomplished sfumato, and this is how you do, impasto painting. So you're learning all of these things and you're mimicking. So why not mimic off of an AI image that you just absolutely love, and you're like, this is it, and then go sit back and like really dive deep into how to create that. So I absolutely think that it's inspirational, and I've seen it. I have a friend who's a filmmaker. He's produced animations. He's a physical painter. He was all in. and he just started creating new little mini series and new ideas for paintings, and he would print them out and go sit next to his canvas and start mocking it up and start creating something entirely new. And like that's it. That's what you want.
You could, I think AI ran. Uh,
Nope, we lost you there.
no, it's mute button. I think AI ramps up your creativity to no limits, right? Like you could only be so creative to a point when it comes to a budget. You could only be
Mm,
so creative when it comes to a point with your imagination. Like there was a point where my imagination was out budgeting my shoots. And so
yeah.
at that point it was like, all right, you know what? Like maybe I'll come back to this with budgets. Like let me go figure out how to get budgets to do this. And now it's like, all right, show me this idea. Show me this idea.
Or you can take the real photo and green screen it and then
Yeah,
drop it
right.
on an AI image, you know? Like you
Right.
can it's unlimited what you can do now.
I even see models that I used to work with. They are, without a fucking doubt, they are AIing that. Like they must have fed the engine pictures of themselves and
Hmm.
said, "All right, give me hanging out by a window," or
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
and it's recreating like really good photos of them, and they're posting them. Now I know what's going on. I don't think everybody knows what's going on, but I know what's going on. And I'm saying to myself, like, holy shit, they don't even have to do photo shoots no more. Like now they could just create photos of themselves and post, and they look pretty good. Like
Hmm.
I know when you know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm just trained to see it. But like and I see the evolution, and I know what they're doing. I know they're smart enough to do it, so I know what they're tinkering around with, because it's just like, wait a second. Yeah, that's a really good photo. You like, who shot
Yeah.
that? And there's no photographer credit. And I'm like, uh-oh. Like they're tinkering around with AI. Like I see them creating photos. So anyways, let's yeah.
You
Let-
asked me another question and I think I missed it and I don't remember. It was the first question you
I
asked me
did
earlier.
I asked you about I think I asked you what you look for
Oh, for
in an artist,
artists.
right?
Yes. So yeah, I want to answer that. So
Okay.
my first year was a lot of people that were I'm taking control again. My first year was a lot of people that I knew in my community. I started with them. So the people that I want to reach out to were, you know, my strongest supporters within my community. Then at one point, I did actually open calls and I let people submit because I want to like sort of branch out outside of my close knit community, right? I want to meet new artists. So I did open calls. This year, I did a couple of things differently. There were people that I really wanted last year that I didn't connect with. And I think this year, because they saw the whole season go through, I have a little bit more of a reputation. My community's built up a bit more. They were more receptive this year. So, for example, I wanted Rainbow Mosho. And I want Rainbow because I think she's a really um, good advocate for young women and young persons, people who have, um, you know, different challenges or disabilities, to advocate for, you know, creating art because you love art and because it has meaning for you, and that creativity is open to everyone. So I really, really wanted Rainbow because I thought that she could bring this amazing message. And so I'm glad that she's part of the team this year. Um, and then, you know, over time in the past year, I got to meet Wildy. And Wildy does a lot of work for, I'm going to say it wrong, vitiligo, for the skin condition. So I thought this is somebody who can speak to another group of people that um, need representation, you know, and that extends beyond just people who have that particular condition. It just shows, again, it's that openness that anybody can create, anybody can be represented in art, you know, and give her a voice for her community as well. The other thing that was important for this year is more men, because last year I just did women, and I found um, there were a lot of men last year who felt excluded, and that really made me feel horrible, right? They just, because when I went off to do sort of like the one-on-one and to do the group stuff, it was women only, and it just didn't feel good to me because this should be open to everybody. So that was really important to get a better balance this year, to get more diversity. So I've got people from the Middle East, I have people in Asia, I have people in Africa. Just really broaden the diversity of artists that I have. I even have one artist who has Down syndrome. So, like when I talk about we'll see different levels of art, but you know what? His art is just as valid. In fact, he even got commissioned to do the cover of an album for a musician. So I mean, he's making it happen. You know, he's selling his art. So everybody can do this. So it's really that's how I went this year. So this year was more about what I wanted in a way, because I want that diversity to come through. Um, and so I did a little bit more hand picking this year. So, and I thought there were some people too that maybe this was something they needed. Like I like to elevate artists, right? So who can I elevate? Who can I help, further along their careers? Um, and just who needs this was sort of like what was in my gut. Um, and I had one person who dropped out, but you know what? I found the perfect person to replace them. So there we go. So Marc, you are one of my featured artists now. And you know what? I'm really glad because I didn't have a photographer and I hadn't even thought about that because I'd been trying to hit different mediums as well, the digital, the painters, the different, and I didn't have a photographer. So I'm like, yes, two bonuses in one go. So I've got a male and a photographer. Yay, win-win. So I'm really excited that you're on board there and you'll get a chance to share too. So to anyone who didn't know, Marc's one of my featured artists. Yay.
All right. Okay. I had another question. So yeah, how can it's it sounds like season 2 is in the can, but if there's a season 3, how do people reach out if they want to be a part of this?
I'm gonna see about season 3 because I think stuff's getting expensive these days. So I'm actually actively looking for funding right now to try and do a little bit more with season 3. I think if I could get funding, I could actually maybe even hire someone to help me, which would be really awesome. So that's what I'm working on right now. I would like to do another season. Um, what'll happen is I got to get through this season because this is like 15 weeks. Since I'm just doing one episode a week instead of doing one a day like I did last time. I don't think it gave people enough time to sort of like sit and absorb and just, take their time making art. So I want to space it out a bit more and give people more time. So
How is it a show a week? Is that what to
yeah,
expect?
what I'm doing is every Monday at 9 a.m. for 15 weeks, so 15 episodes. Um, there's a short episode at 9 a.m. Eastern time on Mondays on YouTube. And now that I've had some help from a few of the you and owls about how to stream properly, I'm going to go and work on that so that I can stream on other platforms as well. So I'm going to work on that. And then on Fridays, I actually do on a platform called Hey Peers, and this is through sponsorship from 34 Gallery, who are affiliated with the UN volunteers. They've actually sponsored for me to be able to use the Hey Peers platform, which is a mental health platform. And it's kind of like Zoom, but it has extra little tools for mental health. So I can use their platform on Hey, or their channel, whatever it's called, on Hey Peers to hold 45-minute live chats, a little bit of deep diving into the topic, but mostly what I'm looking for is just let's have a conversation, let's talk about art, show me your art, do you have a story you want to tell, something you want to share, and then just have that opportunity that's available for people who need to talk to somebody or need to have a conversation. But the great thing about Hey Peers is that if there's some specific trauma somebody might be dealing with and they need help, there's so many opportunities like through other um, chats that are available for free that people can like hop into something else, and it introduces them to potential tools that they can access. So that's every Friday at 9, again, 9 a.m. Eastern. There'll be a 45 minutes. It's more like an hour, but I'm at 45 minutes. I'm going to wind down so that people can come in and talk. So yeah, 15 weeks. And then today I found out that I'm going to actually be able to open up on Webby for the full time frame as well, a space where people who are creating art as part of this um, series, that they can actually take their art, and if they choose to share it, they're going to have a space for them on Webby where they'll be able to go and share the art on that platform as well. So, and then Owls asked me, tell everybody if you want to get your Webby Plus, you can use code Webby10. So there's a discount, Webby10.
Okay. Okay. Webby 10, y'all. I did have shit. I just had a question and I forgot it.
Was it about the live chat?
No. Oh no. I think I wanted to make a statement about the AI, but we kind of passed that.
Yeah, go for it.
So I didn't want to go back to the conversation. Let's move forward, because what I do want to do is, believe it or not, we almost been talking for an hour, and I do want to make my way over. I want to show everybody some episodes. I'm sure there's some stuff to show, right, Charoa?
Yeah, I didn't want to spend too much time because, like, right now there's only the one episode from this season. They're a little bit long, and last year's are not quite as refined maybe as this year's will be, but I wouldn't mind running who the featured artists are so that we can give everybody sort of like that little spotlight, show a little bit of their art.
Okay.
So we can do that one. And I think there's another little 3-minute one that I did. It was sort of like an ad to sort of hype up the season. We could even play that one. So if you want to jump into today's episode, you could. But I mean, I don't know if everybody wants to sit here and do like a 3 to 5 minute meditation in the middle of your show. So,
Well, maybe I I was gonna say maybe you could do a mind soul meditation for us during the show. I mean, I'd love to maybe play an episode for them. Give them a real feel of how the show. You get. I want them to watch an episode and see
all
what's
right.
Yeah. I think that would be really good for them. Um, so where does the streaming come in on all of this? What are your thoughts on how to implement the streaming?
Well, so I did a premiere with the live on YouTube this morning, which was really cool. And I was able to just sort of, like, while it was playing, I could jump in and chat with everybody. I love that. I wanted it to go through on Instagram and X and Facebook as well. Unfortunately, my restream did not support me doing that because my episodes were too big this year. So now, I've had some good advice on how to take care of that and move forward with that. So I want to hit these other platforms and sort of just make it available to more people, because some of my artists are not even on, like, some of the featured artists and some of the artists that were in the open calls aren't even on X. They might be Instagram only. Some of them don't use social, so they would only look on YouTube. But I just want to be able to hit everybody where they are, and also open it up that maybe I reach new people, right? So I think it's important to be able to stream. Now, this morning I did run it through like the YouTube media studio thing that they have built in, but it's not live, right? Like, there's no chat. It's not like this here. So I think being able to sort of stream it so that the episode is streaming, but me be there and be able to talk to people and engage with people, I think that would really be nice. I enjoyed it this morning, and I think everybody else got a kick out of, being able to say hi while it was playing, and ask questions or whatever they need.
Okay. You want to move over to the computer maybe a little, Tro, and let's bring up the guest list and let's bring them a little attention.
Yeah, let me get my links for you. Okay. I had them up and then I went and changed my screen because my screen is too dark.
Hey, dog, you are killing me right now. Okay, let me just check this. This is good. This is good. What do we got going on over here?
So
Let's see.
I have them in a playlist. So that's the nice thing.
Oh, yeah, what? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. This way we can close with no problems. Okay. Boom, boom. Very good. All right, I'm just going to switch the screens around here. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. That's good there. Let's go. No, that's not it.
Where would you prefer I send you that link?
An X.
Okay.
What up, Hito? See you out there. What up, Webby? What up, Brain Frog? I'm gonna let's see, escape, and then I'm gonna send you this. Let me send you this so you can see me. Webcam. Where are
All right. I sent you
you?
the
Okay. Now you should be able to see me fine.
yeah. I sent you a DM, and that's the playlist. So it's got the 3 things that I've posted so far for this year. Actually, you know what else I want to show you is the Patreon.
Yeah, give me links if you got them. Also, I'm gonna open up with your. You want my X page or the IG page? What page do you think we should bring up for them?
We can actually you can go to my website.
Oh, I can do that too. Yes, I can.
It's not fully updated. I still need to add in some artworks on the front page for my featured artists. Not everybody's in yet, but I was working on that today and I didn't finish.
Is that MindSoulMeditations.com?
Yes, I was just about to write it, but you got it already. And then what else? I can. So in the episode for today, there's also in the comments of the episode, yeah, in the description for the episode, I have like a whole bunch of links in there.
Okay. Brain Frog says background art is phenomenal. Awesome interview.
Oh,
Awesome interview with Charoa.
I actually need to update that. These are like from 2 years ago, so
Okay.
I need to get some new art.
Let's see. Home art therapy. Okay, so I have your website up next to you right now. And where would you like to start? You tell me. You want to tell me you want to bring up the future would you like to bring up the featured artists first or go through the website a little?
Well, featured artists here, I still need to finish putting everybody in. So if we go, so on the main site, like I've got my banner at the top, and then I've got the watch now, which goes to the playlist on YouTube. On the right, I have the episodes and live chat schedule. So if anybody wants to know what's happening when, so it's sort of like an expandable, the white boxes. There's like a white thing there. So I've got all the episodes, when they're going to air, when the Hey Peers group sessions are, and who the featured artists are.
That's on the season 2 winners.
No, right on the homepage.
Oh, right on the homepage. Okay, hang on.
So
Okay, art therapy
under the
season
watch
2.
now on the
Yes,
on the
got
right.
it. Okay, got it.
So that's the schedule. That's the dates. Everything's going to air. So it's quite the schedule. Got my partners in there. So we've got 34 Gallery, Webby, Wide World, and Hey Peers. So Wide World is an AI platform. It's really a community building kind of AI platform. People can create art, video, all kinds of stuff. You can train your own styles. So that's what I'm using. I'm a resident artist with them. So I've been with them for a couple of years now. So I've been working with their system, helping sort of like fine tune some of it. And so as a thank you, I get to, um, do this and offer this program for people to use their AI tools through my account, which is pretty cool.
I'm bringing up those links now. I have Wide World up. I have Hey Peers up. You want to bring up your Patreon?
Yeah, I would like to look at the Patreon. Probably that would be a good one to look at.
Okay.
People can get an idea of what is offered.
Where it's up right now.
I gotta look at it myself because I don't know. I can't
Okay,
picture what it looks like.
All right.
And here we go, bringing it up. So on here, there's a number of posts that I have. So in those posts, they're gonna find different episode guides. So I also have merch on there, but I mean, that's just if anybody wants to support, right? So I'll do, sneak peeks for some of the people. All of the videos get posted here. I have workbooks. Um, all of the links can be found here. There's crisis support resources. And then I have like the fundamentals of AI prompting for anybody who's new, who has never used AI and wants to go and try it out, especially in the context of using AI art as art therapy. Then this is sort of like a document that takes you through how to build the prompt, but also how to build the prompt with the intention for art therapy. And then I've got a couple of little guides as well too, like some of my favorite prompts that I've put into little documents. If people are looking for prompting ideas, those tools are also available. I got more to put up too, a lot more. But I've been trying to keep these every week. I'm going to add some new stuff in there. So for the full 15 weeks. Sorry, Marc, go ahead.
No, it's all right. What's up, Rockin'? Brain Frog is rocking. What's up, Rockin'? She dropped in to watch your show. All right. Reach Rockin'. Okay. Question. If let's say we want to play them something, or just a sample of something, or what would you think would be a good little snippet, or maybe I don't know, maybe even play an episode. Up to you, really.
Yeah, go hop over to YouTube there. I sent you
Okay.
the link for that. That brings you to the season 2 playlist,
Okay.
because I've got all of season 1 in its own playlist, and season 2 will have its own playlist, just to make it easy to tell them apart. And so in the season 2 playlist, I've got the one that's all about the featured artists, the one that's just sort of like a highlight of what's coming. We're just talking about like what season 2 is coming. And then there's the first episode there. So I'll let you pick whatever you want to play.
I'm going to open up this YouTube. Hang on one second. Okay. All right. I have season 2 right here. It's 27 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit long, that one. This is the first one. It is long.
You know what we should do, Charoa? At the end of the episode, we should play this.
Sure.
And then, I could close out. Well, we should close out and then play it after we say goodnight, and then I'll close out the show. You don't have to hang around for it, but we should play this at the end. Give them the full episode today and premiere it. You premiered it today, so why not premiere it on HOP? I think that would be a great idea. I'm going to go to the main page, which is Charoa's YouTube. And I have videos. I see season 2 right here. Season 2 featured artists.
Yeah, let's do that one.
You want to play this one for everybody?
Yeah. Give everybody a little bit of a plug, because, I'm really grateful for all the artists that are part of season 2. I mean, we do have a really cool lineup of people this year, but I think, everybody's put work in to help me put this together. And so I've got to give back as well. And so giving these artists a bit of a plug and let everybody know, like, hey, come watch their episode, see their art. And more important, like, hear what they have to say. They all have really amazing messages that they want to share with everyone.
Okay. So we're going to play the season 2 featured artist, yes?
Yes.
All All right. Well, 2 minutes, 13 seconds. We'll be right back.
If you'd like to support art therapy and keep this content free, I'd greatly appreciate it. You can do that by joining me on Patreon, which will be linked in the comments below. Patreon members get access to additional resources, guides, ebooks, prompts, and even the opportunity to work with me one-on-one. Don't forget, we'll also have a free live session on Hey Peers every Friday. I'll put the link for that below as well. And you can join us there to talk about AI prompting or your traditional art, share your art, talk about how this journey is for you, and share your experience of healing through art.
Okay.
So it's a pretty cool lineup of people. I'm pretty pleased with everybody that's there. I think we're going to have a nice Friday. And I think there's some artists there that maybe some people don't know. And I think it's going to give, more opportunity to for discovery for some of these artists.
Okay. Would you like to, there's another one, art therapy, guided meditation, emotional healing. Do you want to play this one as well, or?
I think that's the one that was just sort of my promo for the season.
Okay.
Sure, you can play it if you'd like.
Do you want to maybe show them a clip of how the meditation works or anything, Charoa?
I mean, basically, I'm just rattling on in the first part of it. So if you're going to play it when it goes out, or the meditation part.
Well, I'm saying there's a lot of clips here that are 2 minutes, 2:30, you could play something here that you might want to show them a little bit about how the show.
I don't think there's that many clips that are specifically from.
Oh, maybe there's a clips from the shows. Oh,
I think those are the open calls. Those were
they're the open call winners. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I didn't realize what they were. Okay.
Yeah. Those were all, every open call. I did a little video to sort of show everybody off. So, okay. And then those artworks and the artists are all in every episode too. Well, in their specific episode.
Question: have you shorts? Have you made your way to shorts yet?
Not so much. No.
400.
I might see if I can do it, but I mean, it's a really, really short to shorts. So I haven't really found what I can compress right into that, but I might have to look at that this year.
I'm going to share this with you that you got to drive traffic somehow to,
Oh, I know.
Shorts, reels, all seem to be TikToks, right? So, yeah, it's almost like we said this about the whole project, that we have the stadium, we built the teams, we built everything except the audience. Right now, we got to bus people to the stadium. And I think the best way to use for that bus mechanism is reels and shorts and things of that nature. So That's probably a pretty good thing you might want to write into your, like, there isn't enough to do, right? But that,
Right?
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I do need to get some in. I'm gonna have to go back and look through the episodes and see, is there something I can organically just clip and add? Um, Maybe it's something specifically with the artist messages. That might be the thing to go with, because I think some of them have really profound things to say. So I might have to look at that. But yeah, I think it would be, it's a good idea. So it's something I got to look at.
all right. What I do think is a good idea is we should probably go through all the artists one by one, click on their page, and at least bring them up. That I think is a smart thing to do.
The,
Um,
all the featured artists.
yeah, yeah. I think
Do you
that.
know that I have over 120 artists that are displayed in all of these episodes this year? That's a
No.
lot of people. That's a lot of people that are, and some of them are in multiple episodes as well. So 120 plus, I think it's 124 precisely, unique artists are going to be showcased over the next 15 weeks. And I think that's awesome. And imagine how many more actually submitted. I think I had over 250 artists submit. And it's like, I wish I could show everyone, you know?
Do you want to highlight the 15 artists that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Let's pull them up.
Where would I find?
Let's start with, you know
Oh,
what?
I got it. I
Look,
got it.
I have them all tagged in a post. Now, actually, there's some of them are not on X. So see, the episode 2, Alexander Nathan has like 0 socials. Um, and J Positive is only on Instagram.
Okay, we could bring up J Positive's Instagram.
Okay.
Does Nathan have a website or anything?
He does.
Oh, okay. So why don't you give them to me one at a time? Who the featured artist, and at least we could bring them up on screen and give them a pop and let people know what to expect, right? Because I did see that the list of the lineup of the shows of the castings are there, so they obviously should know what to expect for each show. I think you should go through these guys real quick.
Did I have a post? Do you have everybody's X tags? Because I've got
Yes, I'm on the post where it
okay.
says please share so we could get people seeing your amazing stories. And it has Manol Kin, Lord IP, Vans. It has everybody that I think this is the
They're
list.
pretty much in order too. So
Okay.
let's start with Manuel. That's Manca. He's got like amazing art. My husband actually watched the first episode, and what I love about this artist, like he's one of my favorites, is he embraces the mistakes, the weird imaginations of AI video, and he makes that part of his art. So his artwork, like, you know, stuff morphs weird, does weird stuff, turns the wrong way, has too many hands. And that is the intention as part of his art. It's just to explore and get weird. And it's so trippy. And I just love his stuff. So that was like the first person I went to, because I've been like a huge fan of his for well over a year. Um, and when he said yes, I was like thrilled.
I'm just scrolling through his Instagram right now. Believe it or not, this was the. Do you remember that sketch? He was the winner of the. I can't remember. Shit, I can't remember off the top of my head what the name of that was. But he won that competition that Linked by Art had done.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's done well in a lot of open calls.
Okay, that's Manka. Let's move forward.
The next one would actually be Art by Alexander. So
Okay.
his is artbyalexandernathan.com. So he's a very new artist. He's an engineer. This guy is very clinical in his thoughts. It's actually funny because I've got 2 engineers back to back, and frankly, I think they kind of work in very similar fields. Um, and it's sort of like somebody who's very
I can't believe I got that right on the first try. It's emotional architecture rendered visually. Yes, this
Yep.
is
Yep.
okay. All right.
So he started off where he's trying to map his emotions through diagrams and trying to sort of like figure out from like a very technical point um, his emotions and what he's feeling and how to engage with it. And then he gets into doing the art, but he's very new to art. So it's really raw and it's very rough. But his approach to it was just something that was so different and really unique. And like I said, I want to show people from all different types of perspectives. So I invited him to come in and he accepted it. Um, he's he sees art in a way I couldn't possibly imagine for myself. And to me, that was the value that I wanted to bring in is somebody who views art completely differently and is absolutely he's there just working on this for his own emotional health, his own well-being. So he's got exactly the right perspective, but a really unique way of looking at how to do art and how to engage with his feelings. So um, I brought him in.
Okay. All right. Alexander Nathan. Okay. Who do you have next, Charoa?
Lord Imp is next,
Lord.
who's another engineer.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Proton splitter.
But Lord is like super creative. So, but you know what? Even with him, he has his own technical way of looking at art too. And I think he's working on something really specific right now that's merging, even for him, his sort of like engineering with his art. I'm curious to see what it is that he's building, but I know he's got something cooking.
Okay. I'm going to bring his gram up. Also, Lord was a here he is. We got him right here. Lord is a seasoned HOP
Hmm.
guest. So this is Lord's art right here.
And he's part of the VA Vortex, and I've been part of that community for quite some time. Um, you know, I wanted to bring somebody from that community in. So he took, and he was someone that in my first season, he was a big supporter, but he wasn't able to be part of it because it was designed for women in the first year. So when I was looking at bringing in men and trying to sort of like hit all over the world, he was just a natural choice.
Okay. Who's next? Who do we have next?
Fans.
Fans. Okay. So hang on one second. Let's let me clear some windows here so we don't get too confused. Okay, that's Lord Vans. Okay. Go ahead. Speak about her.
Yeah, well, Vans, I mean, again, natural choice for me. You know, she's actually how I made my connection to Webby because I submitted to her Women in Tech Museum open call. I was actually selected to be part of it, and she's who I went to when I'm like, "Hey, tell me about this open call you did. Tell me about Webby," and sort of through her branched out this entirely new community that we've been circling around each other for years, but never fully integrated with these other communities. And so she opened a whole lot of doors for me. And Vans has a lot going on in her own life. So she has a really unique perspective that she's going to be bringing to this as well. So I really valued having her there as an advocate for women and everything that she has to share. So that was a thank you and a natural choice to bring her in. So
I'm just playing some of her art.
she's pretty good with AI. Like she prompts some pretty cool stuff. So
Here we go. This is good looking. We got a portfolio right now. Okay, this is
she's had to
perfect.
take a little bit of a backseat with stuff going on. So maybe she doesn't have so much. But you know what? She's been doing really great with like her education and putting herself into new roles and new opportunities. So she's been working her little butt off.
All right. Who do we got next?
We've got Kozar Solanki, who Kozar was part of my first season. She was one of my strongest artist that was engaged with season one. Like she showed up like every single day for 30 days, and it was just like, holy cow. And she was really delivering like some amazing stuff. She was really putting a lot of thought. Um, and shared a lot of like her stories that went along with her art. And she's from the Middle East. So I wanted that representation, and with her engagement and her willingness to, sort of come up and talk and share, she was a natural choice for me to extend that opportunity as a thanks to her for all her contributions during season one. So I brought her in as a guest. I let her choose, and each of the artists also got to choose their episode, except for you, unfortunately. So, but everybody else got to choose their episodes. So people really chose something that felt like it connected to them. So that as they moved, actually, Wildy as well, I think was kind of stuck with the last one that came in, but um, yeah, so a lot of the stories are going to be very personal for people. They're telling a story because that particular topic meant something to them. So I love that she's bringing in a different perspective. She does a lot of calligraphy art in her personal practice. Um, she's an amazing AI artist as well, but she's also a traditional artist, and she's actually done traditional art in her communities where she lives. So next is Wildy.
Okay. Hang on. Okay, go ahead.
So Wildy, well, if anybody doesn't know Wildy, you should know Wildy because she is like a queen in fashion art. She just did this like amazing show where she worked with a partner and they created shoes with AI and then brought those shoes to life, and they were in a physical exhibition that these imaginary shoes were actually created. And I mean, that's one of those examples of like using AI to transcend just, you know, AI art and make it into something real. And she's a very, very inspirational person. So if you've not met Wildy, you need to follow her. You need to look her up. She's just got her fingers in everything. That woman is so busy, but she has a wealth of knowledge and she's extremely inspiring and always looking to uplift people.
I am scrolling through her IG for everyone right now. All
Do you
right.
see her shoes? Those shoes are so cool.
I have not seen the shoes yet. Are the pink? Are these the pink
Yeah, they're
shoes?
pink. They're
Okay.
pink.
Wait. I think this. I might have it. Hang on. I do see her pink shoes, but there must be in a. Yeah, I see them. I see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that cool though? I mean, they came up with the idea, they drafted it, AI and digital art, and they put this whole concept together and then they created them. I think that's really cool.
All right. This is Wilty. Okay, next.
Next is Mad Dolph. So Mad Dolph is a young artist. He's part of PPN, Pixel Palette Nation. He's a Nigerian artist, and I really want to get somebody because I've been trying to hit like most of the continents. So I really want to try and get somebody to represent African art. I actually have two people, but I have a male and female individual. So Mad Dolph is here. Um, he has a lot to share from Nigeria, and I've lived there as well myself. So I knew that there would be like a sort of a certain style and aesthetic that comes from art from Africa, and I really want to have that incorporated because part of the audience that is going to be seeing this, because this is going to get aired through 34 Gallery in Samuka, Africa, to um, over 70 countries that are part of the UN. And they have a huge community within Africa, especially in Zimbabwe, that will be following the episode. So I thought it was really important to have artists that represent um, these young people that are going to be watching these episodes so that they would have somebody that they could resonate with. So we've got Mad Doll from Nigeria. Uh, he does digital art and he does some stuff that looks more traditional, but I'm not sure. I think it's still digital, but it's digitally painted by hand.
Okay.
So next we have Swima. Suima is amazing. If anybody doesn't know Suima, you'll never get her on a show or anything. She doesn't talk to anybody. Um, she's a Japanese artist, and she's incredible. Her artwork often doesn't really have the feel of AI art. It has more the feel of like old masters traditional art. And she's really, really good. And I know she ended up getting an opportunity. Um, I think it's Artsy. Is it Artsy? It's one of these art sites where they sell artwork and people can go and buy artwork for their walls. She got recruited by them for her artwork, and she's selling her prints through one of these sites.
Mm.
So she's doing quite well. So she's from Japan. She participated extensively. I think every single one of my open calls in season one. She did submit to some of them in season two, and then she became a featured artist.
Okay.
So next we have Captain Solo. So he is from the Ukraine. And he's going to bring a unique perspective as well because he is actually someone who was in the front lines um, when the war broke out in Ukraine. And he has a whole survivor story that he went through because he could not leave the area because his father was bedridden. He couldn't move him. So his family had to evacuate and he had to stay behind. And it was absolutely the most touching story I've ever heard. And he just brings a different perspective because we're going to have people that are going to be watching this that are in war zones. And I thought the perspective of an artist coming from a war zone who's lived through war and how it's impacted their mental health and their art was an important perspective for this day and age. So his story is quite touching.
Give me a second just to catch up here. I was a little behind on this one. Does he have? Is he on? No, he's not on Instagram.
He is. He goes. Captain Solo should be. Is he not on the list there?
He is. I just don't see him on the gram. I could bring up the art quickly on the gram, but
He is on there. Hang on, because he just actually followed me the other day. Give me a second. I'll tell you. He has a different name there. On Instagram.
I'm on his link tree, but I don't see it.
It's because it's written. It's like the. Hang on. Type. It's EVG. It's a really long name, Marc. It's a really long name. Let me see if I can send it to you. Let's see.
It's okay. I could bring up his Skirpy, or I could bring up his object, or his hug.
I'm not sure if he's on those. Here,
Yeah.
I'll just send it to you. I'll just message you. Yeah.
I have his hug up now. I'm going through all his links. He's got in all my links, a link tree. So I'm going through his stuff right now. Hang on. Send me his. Did you send me his IG?
I can. Yeah. Hang on. Let's go to.
Yeah, we're all right. We're all right here. I brought up enough. But it's okay. Oh, his object was the right click. There we go. Now I got his heart. Okay. Good. Who's next?
Next is I've lost track of where I was.
Nikki Tech, I think.
Yes. So Nikki is American. I actually met her through one of the women's conferences that we both jointly attended. So her artwork was selected, and she has a really strong, powerful voice representing sort of the African American community in the US. She also has Nigerian ancestry as well, which plays a role in part of her artwork. So I thought she was, again, somebody that I wanted to make sure was included because she could help young women that are in Africa sort of to identify with an artist that would be similar to what they might be looking to express, just to create role models. Because we've had some of the people, some of the young people that are watching, they're like um, high school or young adults, and they've really connected well at times in the past. Like, I have had some of my artworks surrounding my daughter where it's more African type art, and they really connect to that, and really did a lot of outreach. And I want to give that opportunity to other artists, or introduce these young people to new artists around the world that they would connect to as well.
Okay. Okay. Who's next?
Rainbow.
Rainbow Motion. Rainbow. Okay. Go ahead.
So Rainbow is just like this little powerhouse, right? So she's such a good advocate for art and young people. Um, she's just got this wonderful spirit about her in the way that she presents herself to the world, that, she's just going to go for it. She's going to do anything. She sends this message to young people that anything is possible. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what your opportunities are. You can make them happen for you. She's just an empowering individual. So I I tried to get Rainbow last year into my episodes, but it didn't work out. But this year, uh, I was fortunate to be able to connect with them, um, with her and her mom, and really, really happy that she's part of this project this year, and sending a really empowering message out for young people.
I had a chance to meet them at NFT NYC this year, 2025. They were speaking, so it was nice. It was funny because I had just done a show with Sketch, and she was on it. And, I got a chance to meet her a few weeks later. Um, okay, who do we have next?
Next, we have Jackie. So Jackie is on Twitter. It's not her main place to be. She's more of a Farcaster um, individual. Um, Jackie, again, was one of these people that was part of season one. I think she participated in every single one. She did get a little bit of a feature towards the end of last year, but she kind of got shortchanged because she didn't get a full feature. Um, Amazing artist, both traditional and AI. She runs entire communities where she supports artists. And when I tried out Farcaster for the first time, she was the one who held my hand and guided me through everything. Um, so I wanted to give her an opportunity to really be able to feature and share her story. I know that she is somebody who is always working um, on healing and mental health for herself. So she's kind of going through those journeys personally. So she would have, she would be able to advocate and speak strongly about how art can truly be beneficial with mental health, being somebody that does it regularly. So I want to make sure that she was included, so she can share her thoughts, opinions, advice. She's a wonderful individual. I don't know if you've ever met Jackie, but I adore her.
No, this is the first time that I'm seeing her or her art.
Like I said, she's not really too much on Twitter. She does pop on, but she has a really strong community on Farcaster and on Discord, and I think even to some degree on Telegram. So,
Okay.
like I said, I'm bringing people from all over the place, cross pollinating.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few, quite a few artists here that I've never even come across. So very interesting.
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't know if you know the next one. I don't know. I'm not sure if you know the next one.
interesting. I'll tell you. I know Manuel. I know Manuel Khan. I know Lord Ip. I know Vans. I'll just tell you the ones I do know. I know Wildy. I know
Hmm.
Mad Dolph. No, no, no. I know Rainbow. That's it. Those are the only ones I know or I'm
Not
familiar with. You got about 6 or 7 on here that I'm not familiar with. Who's next? Oh, I do
This
know this artist.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to catch on to that one.
I know this artist very well. Go ahead, take it from here.
Yeah, so I did not have a photographer, and I needed this one. Unfortunately, the artist that was there before was not able to uh, go through with the episode. So I was really grateful, Mark, that you were able to take this one here. I think it's going to be fantastic that we get to show off your art. And you sent me some stuff that I'd never seen before. So that was really fun.
You saw a sneak peek to my transient labs drop.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll get a few of those in, and we'll still need to get your voiceover because I have no idea what your message is. So I guess it's going to be a surprise. So yeah, I think I'm really well. I mean, I don't know how to say thank you for this, Mark. I mean, you're doing me a huge favor taking this spot as well. So, but for me to be able to help elevate you as an artist when you're currently on your own journey to try and sort of like boost yourself as an artist, the little bit that I can do to give back, it makes me happy.
Well, it's my pleasure to got a chance to show actually some of my photos here, so it's my pleasure. Okay.
So next
Who do we
is
got?
Lucid.
Who do we got next?
Lucid Jordan or Melina Jordan.
Okay.
So she's a AI artist and a writer. So she's actually written books. And then she started taking her creative writing and putting it into prompts and creating some for characters in her artwork. And over time, she found that um, using AI for art for herself, also for healing, was something that was helpful for her. Now, what I like about her is she's a little bit darker with her arts. And I think that that's something that's important because not everybody is looking to create bubbly art, right? Sometimes people need to create stuff on the darker side, and you might heal through the dark instead of the light. And I have an appreciation for her artwork because she dabbles a lot more into that darker stuff. So it gives a balanced perspective for somebody who might be more upbeat and colorful. And then, that might not be the episode that somebody resonates with, but they might resonate with hers. Also, when I did my space with her, oh my gosh, I like resonated so well with her. And she was like my perfect co-host. So I definitely need to do more with her. She was wonderful. A great curator and really, really took a lot of time to go in depth on everybody's artwork and really dive in and explore what every artist was doing. So she's a natural curator. And somebody who really goes deep on stuff. So I'm looking forward to doing her episode and having that one. I still need to work on hers. And then our last one, J Positive. And J Positive is on Instagram.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's
actually, Melina is also on Instagram. So
bring them up.
that's her main area. She's not really an X person.
I noticed there's some flow to Instagram right now.
I can send you some of those.
Send me their links and we'll bring them. Get those two up.
So that's hers. And
did you send that through IG?
yeah.
Got it.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I figured since you were there anyways.
Okay, I got Eugene. I got
hers.
Lucid.
And last one coming. There we go.
Okay. I have J Positive. Yeah. Okay, got him.
So let me tell you about this one here. When I first went on with 34 Gallery and did my first curation for them, it was like through Hug and everything. And I had to go through and we had like, I don't know, like 150 artworks to go through. And I saw one of these little characters that he does. And I thought, wow, this is so weird. This is so unusual. Like, what is this art? And I clicked on the artist profile and went and checked out their hug profile. And that's when I saw that this was a guy with Down syndrome. And in that moment, I kind of felt like that's really brave. That takes a lot of courage. Here he is, Down syndrome. He's putting himself out there like every other artist, even though he's got this completely different, unique style. I mean, it's unlike what anybody else makes. But he was still putting himself out there and applying for opportunities. And I thought there was a lot to be said for that. And it made me want to know more about this artist. And so I started exploring. I found his YouTube, and then, he's also Canadian. So that was kind of cool. So I ended up putting his artwork in as a selection because I thought, this is somebody that deserves an opportunity. Unfortunately, I got overwritten by some of the other judges, and he didn't get selected. But I didn't forget about him because I'd taken the time to go through and look and to discover more about this person. And I always wanted him to have an opportunity, that you're really putting yourself out there. You want to be an artist, you're trying. And I could only imagine how many times he was turned down. And I wanted him to have that opportunity, to have that voice. So when I was doing this, I thought, you know what? I'm trying to be really inclusive and show different perspectives and different levels and skill this year so I can reach a way broader audience. He seemed like a really great candidate. And so I reached out to them through the website, and had a chance to speak to him and his parents through a Zoom, and was even more convinced than anything, that this young man, he's got a message of love. All his art is about love. Everything he creates is about love. And there's such strange little characters that he creates with these like spiky hairs all over them. But there's something about that just, I think it's going to reach the people that are like, I can't make art. Well, if J Positive can make art, anybody can sit down and make art. There really is no barrier. And he's selling art. So there's really no reason why you can't give something a try. And that's really the message I see with him being part of this season, is that anybody can go out there and try. Anybody can try and create something and say that if you feel that this is your art, it's art. And that's that.
Okay. Do you want to, Melinda? I don't think we went over.
Oh, I did speak about her, but
Oh.
we can take a look at her stuff. So.
Oh, is it on IG? Because I probably go ahead.
Yeah. I did send it. She is on IG. Yeah,
Was that right before this?
Yeah, the really dark and.
I showed it. I showed it.
Yeah, she does the dark art. Yeah.
Yeah, I showed
So
it.
that's a lot of really diverse artists, a lot of different communities of artists from like really different areas of the web. I think that, we can sort of bring in a lot of different people, different eyes, different perspectives. And that was sort of the goal that I wanted this year, because I mean, it's really easy to pick from all my friends. And while they all are my friends, I didn't want to keep it all in one pool, because we already all know one another's art. We already all know one another. So I want to be able to sort of expand that out to different artists, outside my box, like really extend it out further.
I understand perfectly. I look for new guests for the show in lots of different places now. It definitely was born in the NFT world. I mean, it's born 10 years ago, but it made a pit stop in the NFT world and picked up a lot of NFT artists. But that also kind of, let's go out and led to some bigger artists. Well, not big artists, but different artists that weren't in the NFT world, that were maybe more physical or traditional. That's what I wanted to say. Traditional artists that not too familiar with digital artworks or the digital art world. Okay. So, Charoa, I did bring up your YouTube. I have your website. I have your X. That covers all of the guests, which I think was excellent because that was important. Now that you can tag the guests and let them all know that they're on the show, and
Yep.
give them a chance to take a look at you, giving them some pop. What's the best ways for people to see you, contact you, find you, reach out to you? What do you what information you want to give them?
It's almost like pick your poison. Yeah, so X probably is a big one. I'm on Webby Social as well. So, obviously I play a role there. So that's another place where people can find me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Threads, I'm on Blue Skies, I'm on Telegram, I'm, Discord. I'm everywhere. So, uh, I'll either be there as Charoa or as MindSoul Meditations. It's one of the two.
Okay. I'm gonna hang on and bring you up on. I think. All right, I got you there. There we go. I don't have to join Webby so I can just get in there. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Very good. Okay. All right, I have your Webby up. That's what I was looking for. I have your X up. I also have
Yeah, Webby's a good one. If people can kind of like check that out. Obviously, I spend a lot of time there, but the new space is going to open up where people are going to be able to post their art. And that's going to be open for like a long term. The end of that will be I'm just going to collect the art and it's going to go into a slideshow so that I can showcase it. So there will be, more to it afterwards. So, come on, check out the episodes. The episodes are also linked in on my MindSoul Meditations account on Webby because I have both Charoa and MindSoul Meditations because MindSoul Meditations on Webby is more my community space where I'm posting sort of like all of the winners of the open calls and what's happening. Although, sometimes I post it as Charoa too, but that's my community there where I'll do future open calls because I do want to do a season 3. So when that rolls around, which won't be probably until maybe next fall, maybe over the summer if I'm going to run another season, those open calls I pretty much run those almost a year ahead. So if there's going to be another batch on Webby, they'll probably be the end of the summer next fall.
Okay. Tro, I'm gonna reset the cameras. There is did we go over everything? Do you want
I think we're good.
Okay. I'm gonna bring up this last episode because we're gonna play this out. So I'm gonna get that ready. I did bring up your website. Let me do this real quick. Charoa, this is her X right here. This is her Webby Social right here. This is her Instagram right here. This is her website right here. And this is her YouTube right here. And I think I will leave it at those. I think if you want to reach out to her, you can reach out to her at any one of these places. We're going to bring up this season 2 because we're going to get ready to close out on this one. And in the meanwhile, we're going to bring you back up, Charoa. Let me reset the cameras here. Get everything back together. Main camera. Nope. Where's double camera? There we go. Okay, good. Okay. Very good. Very good.
And don't forget the Patreon too. So that one is a good one. I have a lot of resources there. So, and people can just go on and like when they subscribe, they can do it for free and they'll have everything accessible to them there as well. And they can reach me from there as well.
Okay. Let me change back that screen so you can see me right now. All right, let me, because you can't see me. All right, well, Charoa, I say we, so blew the dust off here. You got me back doing the shows, which is what I was kind of salivating to get back on track. Believe it or not, we're almost at 2 hours. So perfect right now, how everything worked out. What up, Big Money? I see you out there. Thank you for stopping in. And let's see. We're going to go over to the, I know. Oh, look at these guys. Rockin'. Okay. Rockin' is dropping comments left and right over here. What's up, Rockin'? I see you out there. She is enjoying the lineup right now. You can definitely tell by those comments that she is enjoying the lineup. Okay. What's up, guys? See everybody out there. Charoa, before we close out, we're going to play that episode to end everything. Okay. Show has been premiered, season 2 launch today. We're going to also air that on the show for everybody to watch before we close out. On that note, Charoa, do you have any words of inspiration, anything that you would like to share with us before you say good night? Anything, any last thoughts? Here's that chance right here.
I'd just like to encourage everyone, go and watch, check it out, download the guides. I think that whether you're using a sketchbook or your paints or AI, whatever medium that you're interested in, doing art for you and with the intention of just really deep diving into yourself and reconnecting and grounding yourself and finding your balance. Because that was a good word you used earlier. You need that balance when you're doing your art. And sometimes it can feel like you're a little off, right? And it's really difficult to focus and to create. But when you can sort of make it about you and it's just for you, I think you can find that place and reconnect to yourself. And I guess strengthen your practice in art. So check it out, come and watch, ask me questions. Join me on Hey Peers on Friday if you'd like, where we'll do some live conversations, share stories, and yeah, just really excited that we've got season 2 going and want to invite everyone in.
Okay. Charoa, I want to say thank you for the inspiration, for coming on the show, for getting me to blow the dust off. It couldn't have been perfect timing. I was ready to get the show started again, and it just so happened that you ended up, and they're like, Marc, like, what's up? Like, we got to do a show Monday, immediately, this day works. So I'm like, okay. New series out, and so it just so happened I was thinking I said, all right, it's time to get the show back going. So I missed the show. I took the time that I needed to figure out everything else that was taking place, and now that I feel comfortable with everything going on, so all right, let's bring back the show. Charoa, I want to say thank you once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to say thank you too. Thank you for doing this for me. Thank you for coming on to my show. Yeah.
No, I'm excited. Guys, see me season 2, MindSoul Meditations. I will bring you to places. All right, Charoa, I'm going to close out the show. Then we're going to come back. We're going to say goodnight to everybody, and then we're going to hit the episode, and then you're going to drop out because we're going to come up on the show if we talk. So you're going to drop out as soon as I start the episode, and then I'll shut everything down once the episode's over. But I think it would be great to play the episode at the end of your first season 2 episode at the end of this episode. So give me a second. Let me close out, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. Everything's working good. All right. You guys like the red and the pink for Valentine's Day. February is here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the show. You got a chance to see Charoa. Check out MindSoul Meditations, Season 2. Artists, meditations, healing. What's not to enjoy and to watch. And to also get some inspiration for some great artists. Looks like she has a great lineup. So very excited, and consistency. Excited to see that she has made it to season 2. It's a lot of work. Just producing any type of media on your own. especially with everything else going on in the background. This is always a lot of work. So to find the time to do this, and what a great lineup of artists. So on that note, guys, happy to be back. Have a great Monday night. Happy to be back doing HOP. I know I've been gone for about a month, maybe a month and a week, but I had another little project going on, which I want to bring some attention to. Question mark auctions. We didn't. I had a different plan for how that show was going to work, but it's had a great team. Big shout out to Ghost, shout out to Mary Beth, shout out to Josh, and also shout out to Charoa and Owls over there at Webby. Like we said, like we had spoke, it was a project that kicked off back in August. And right now we're at the tail end of it. We have 1 week left. 4 days on Friday morning, 9 to 11. It will be the final close of all the auctions that took place of the best of the best curation that happened way back in, it started to happen back in August. That started to appear. So a nice little 6-month project coming to a close. Very successful, I thought. And we also now have a chance to test the auction system. So if you're looking for a great print, we have a lot of great prints available for a lot of great artists. I ask all you guys to get out there and support the artists. The reserves or the minimum bids, not very, very reasonable. So take a look at that. There's for pinned link on my page, also on IG. First in the comments, auction.questionmark.com. You could check it out there as well. HTTP auction.questionmark.com. So check out the auctions. Would love for you guys to get out there and support some great photographers, some great artists. It's a chance to get a great print. We don't have all the prints available, but we do have a decent amount and good ones too. So I urge you guys to go over and check out the auctions right now. The auctions will end on Friday, and then prints will be shipped out. So on that note, I just want to talk about that a little, and I'll see all you guys on Friday. Also, don't forget, Tuesdays, sketch tomorrow morning, 9 to 11. We have Linked by Art Space with my great co-hosts, Sketch and Kat. And then also Friday at 1 p.m., we will have TGIF with Josh and Ghost. So on that note, guys, happy to be back. I'm going to shut this light now. There will be changes with this show. I'm not going to talk about them now, but you will start seeing them take place. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. The Hour of Power is about to get a couple upgrades. And, so that should be fun. We are at that moment where the Hour of Power needs a little boost. So on that note, guys, I'm going to switch this camera so I can see Charoa. And I'm going to say goodnight to all you guys and thank everybody for being part of the show. On that note, Charoa, I'm going to bring you back up. So just be aware. You are here with me. You're back up with me. Let's see if I can find that. There we go. That's good. Okay. Let's say goodnight to some of these guys. Over on Facebook. Always quiet on Facebook. What up, Big Money? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of the show. Appreciate you very much. Over to Twitch. Very quiet on Twitch, but happy to be back on Twitch. Happy to see you guys. We'll go over where we're going to go to YouTube next. Always quiet on YouTube. Not one day we're going to have them in hundreds.
Oh, I comment on YouTube every now and then.
Hundreds. We're going to have hundreds. They're coming. 20-second clips is going out there. Let's take a stop over to IG. Svedif, Art World, thank you for joining in. Thank you for being part of the show. Miguel, good to see you out there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of the show. And thank you for the heads up with the audio. Appreciate it very much. Mari, thank you for joining in. Thank you for being part of the show. Skuja. Significance. Brick City Boxing, Danny, good to see you. Art of Novice, Harris, USA. Alicia's Creations, good to see you, Alicia. Trisha's Art, Trisha G. Let me make sure I get that right. Trish Gia Art, thank you for tuning. Good to see you, Trish. Pat the Dog, RT14. Ranjitam. Dr. Ranjitam. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of the show. Ahmad. The guy, good to see you. Look at all these guys, all the show, all the best of the best photographers. Good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Soya Magia. All right. And Liz, good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's IG.
Significance. That's my girl. So
Oh,
she's another Canadian, and if I do another season, I'm just gonna say she's definitely gonna be one of those featured artists next time around.
I gotta tell you, IG is growing pretty big. X I thought was our home, but IG is starting to get a lot of attention. All right, Hito, good to see you. Good, congratulations on the bid on your work, Hito. Hito, part of Best of the Best. Good to see you, Hito. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in, Webby. Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in, Brain Frog, who is Rockin' Reach, Rockin'. Thank you for tuning. Thank you for being part of the show. And thank you very much. It was an awesome show. Great to expand the communities. I do agree. I think we do have to go out and start combining a lot. I do question the future of, I don't know. I see these marketplaces and they make me worried. So I do think that, it'd be nice to combine both and move forward with a new, something new. All right, Charoa, any last words for everybody out there before we say goodnight?
Thanks to everybody who's watched. I really appreciate everybody's support. I really love all the people that have just participated in the open calls and really supported MindSoul Meditations. So thank you to all of you. None of this would be possible without all of you. So thank you so much for that. And for Owls, I'm just going to throw this in. Don't forget Webby 10.
All right. Charoa, we're going to go out with your first season premiere episode for episode 2, season 2. Thank you very much. You're just going to drop out, Charoa. Yeah, because if we talk, it's going to come up on the show. So I'm going to say goodnight now. It was a pleasure. Don't forget to tag all these guys and let them know that you gave them a little pop. And I also have to spread the show, so I will take care of that too. On that note, Charoa, have a great night.
See ya. Talk to you later.
See you later,
Bye.
Charoa. All right, guys. This is episode 1, season 2, Power of Hope, Light and Darkness, and we're going to play this out for you guys. And enjoy.
Welcome back to Season 2 of Art Therapy with MindSoul Meditations. I'm Charoa, and I'm your host. So, if you aren't familiar with me, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am an artist first and foremost. I'm a business owner. I am the director of open calls with Webby Social, a platform for creatives and artists that I highly recommend because it's a great place to go share your art, get exposure, build your brand, and even make sales. So, highly recommend you check that out. I'm also an art advisor with the 34 Gallery and a mom. So this season is going to focus primarily on hope. So I want to talk a little bit about what is hope, because hope is not simply just having a positive perspective. It's more of a spiritual and emotional force. It's the quiet yet persistent belief that change is possible, your story is still unfolding, and there's something meaningful ahead, and that you're capable of moving towards it. So what makes hope different than, for example, toxic positivity or even just optimism is how you perceive it. So hope does not demand that you ignore your pain. It's rather, it acknowledges the hardships but whispers, like, even here, something can grow. Optimism is just sort of the idea that, oh, it'll all work out, versus toxic positivity where You're thinking everything is fine, don't feel sad, and you squash those feelings down and try to force yourself to be happy. Hope, on the other hand, is you see the reality. You see what's going on around you. You acknowledge the feelings, the negativity, the pain, the frustration, but you still believe in the possibility, and you foster the positive feelings, the you nurture the ability to move forward, to take that next step. Hope lives in us differently than just thinking that we're positive and telling ourselves that everything is okay. So, some of the things that are important is when we foster hope, we have certain side effects that come from that. So, it's really a great practice. Some of the things that we achieve when we foster hope is being able to problem solve better or reduce anxiety and despair. And we have more of a sense of motivation and we build our resilience. So, you can actually cultivate hope through daily practices. And when you do this, you can actually strengthen it and empower yourself with intentionality. So, some of the things that we can do is just being grateful, identifying something that when we wake up in the morning, I feel grateful for this. So, for example, it might just be, I'm grateful I got out of bed. Um, or it might be, I'm grateful the sun is shining. I'm grateful that my seedlings grew today. And, I see this little sprout of life. It might be, um, I'm grateful that my daughter got out of bed this morning without a fight. There's a number of things that you may experience within your daily life that you can look at it and just be grateful for that one little thing or two little things, or if you can, three little things. Um, those moments of acknowledgement, you saw it in my face just now, they bring a smile to your face. It's like, okay, yeah, I had something good happen and started my day off right. I have something to look forward to for tomorrow, another good day or more growth in my seedlings. So it's beneficial to acknowledge, to take those little moments and acknowledge something that you're grateful for. And when you're going to move into art therapy and you're going to create your art, keeping track of some of these little things might help you focus what it is that you want to create today. So practicing gratitude is one of those areas. They help you take little micro steps towards your future. So, for example, if you like to write and you're like, I want to write a book, um, but it's a really big project to take on writing a book, don't worry about writing the whole book today. Worry about writing a paragraph. Worry about sitting down and taking time over a cup of coffee to sort of picture how the next part of the story is going to go and making some notes for yourself. Do something in a micro step that makes progress and do that every day. If you're doing art, dedicate some time for yourself every day. For myself, between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning, after the kids are off to school, before my business day needs to start, I've brewed myself a cup of coffee, the sun's coming up, I get out my canvas, I get out my paints, and I add something to my painting. I just spend 1 hour, sometimes it's less than an hour, and I add to my painting. So I have an acrylic painting that's on the go. Sometimes I don't feel like doing the acrylic painting, or I'm feeling a little uninspired with it, or I still need to think about what I want to do next. No problem, I just move on to a different type of art. That might be me sitting down and doing some watercolor, or that might be me sitting down and doing AI art. But I make sure that I always dedicate that hour where I'm just in the moment, very mindful, letting go of everything else, not thinking about the problems that are going to come after 9 o'clock or how my day is going to go. This is just a moment to start my day in quiet and prepare myself mentally by doing a little bit of art and clearing my mind. So the objective for today is going to be to create hopeful art. So what I'm looking for is for you to really dive into what that looks like for you to be hopeful, so that it can provide some emotional relief, bring some subconscious feelings to the surface, or transform fear, trauma, anxiety, whatever you're experiencing in your life, put meaning into that by turning that into art, and offer a visual symbol for your resilience. So before we move into our meditation, I would like to talk about what it means to embody hope. So some of the things that you want to consider when you're thinking about how can I embody hope is to be able to see the possibility even when you're afraid, or that you can take small steps even when you're unsure, or that you can ask for help when you're overwhelmed, or you can believe in your capacity for change, and most importantly, that you can continue creating meaning. So we're going to do some art today. I'm going to be providing tools. You can choose to use them or not. You can create in whatever medium that you like, whether that's poetry, music, doing AI art, doing physical, traditional artwork, sculpting, whatever art is to you, that's what I would like you to dive into. And as we go through every episode, we're going to continue to foster hope for this entire season. So we're going to build routines that nurture stability and surround ourselves with growth-minded people and track our progress of how we're doing. These episodes are going to run once a week, and you'll be invited to join into discussions so that you can be part of a peer group to talk about art or whatever you're going through, or just share your experience and what you're creating. So we want to celebrate small shifts and keep symbols of hope visible to ourselves. So if you create an artwork that really speaks to you and that you're just loving it, try to get it printed or put it as a background on your phone or on your computer so that you can look at it as a reminder of the hope that you've created. So today we're going to begin with our first meditation of the season. In every episode, we will take a few moments to do a guided meditation. What I'd like you to do is to close your eyes, take in a deep breath, and slowly let it go. Feel your body soften. Feel the ground beneath you supporting you. I would like you to repeat softly. I embrace the light within me. Even in darkness, I nurture hope. Every day, I envision a brighter future. Each day, I find the courage to take a step towards it. Take a deep breath and breathe. Let those words settle in your heart and imagine you're standing in a wide space of darkness. It's extraordinarily quiet. It's absolutely still. Far ahead, you notice the faintest light. It's a small, small glimmer of hope. You take a step towards it. As you do, you feel and see it brighten. You feel it draw closer to you. See the light take shape. Maybe it's a flower pushing through concrete. Maybe it's a star breaking through a dark sky. Maybe it's a lantern in your hands, glowing steady and warm. Let this image grow. See how it shines, even in struggle. Feel the warmth of it in your chest, the glow spreading through your body, first through your chest, then to your arms, moving down your torso and into your legs, gradually up into your head until your entire body is filled with a pulsating glow. I want you to repeat softly. The light of hope lives in me. It guides me forward. It inspires myself and others around me. Rest in this glow for a few breaths. Let it surround you, warm you. Let it carry you. When you are ready, return to your breath. Feel the rise and fall within your body. Feel the strength in your body. And carry this light with you today, wherever you go. Today's featured artist is Manca, also known as Manca27, a visionary creator rooted in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Manca's artistic journey is a vivid tapestry woven from Latin American energy, urban edge, and pop art's bold allure. Blending fashion, photography, storytelling, and a touch of irony, his work pulses with emotion, capturing fleeting beauty, provoking reflection, and sometimes daring to challenge what we think we know. In a world where artificial intelligence is reshaping creativity, Manca sees himself as an explorer of the impossible, crafting surreal worlds that balance between the sublime and the absurd. His art invites us to question reality, to feel deeply, and to find poetry in the chaos. Exhibited across the globe, from Tokyo and Romania to Chicago, Bologna, Australia, Toronto, and NFT NYC, Manca continues to push the boundaries of imagination as both an art crush and continuum artist. Today, he invites us to see beyond what is and imagine what could be if only we dare to dream.
About 16 years ago, my life took a drastic turn for reasons I won't go into now, but it was through art that I found a way to process the weight of that change. All I had back then was a computer and Photoshop. That program became my window to release the existential anxiety I was going through. I created countless abstract images shaped by the references and memories I carry with me. I was lucky to grow up near a modern art museum, and I remember that after school, I would often sit there for hours like just another adult visitor, watching the powerful Latin American artworks on display. I loved observing people and how they reacted to what they were seeing. Every time a new exhibit came, I rushed to see it. So back then, Photoshop became my tool, and I created thousands of images. One day, while talking to a friend who told me she was a poet, we started exchanging ideas and ended up creating a book together, combining poetry and visual art. That led to another book, and in that second project, I intervened with photographs, adding my artistic touch. I guess I've always had a need to transform things. Reality often feels too plain for me. When I see a beach, I imagine it pink. When I see a mountain, I imagine thousands of people rappelling down. When I see a bus, I imagine it transparent. That's just how my mind works. Eventually, I came across the rise of AI tools for image creation, and it immediately caught my attention. I won't lie, I initially felt uneasy, afraid of losing the tactile side of the creative process. But I jumped in, I learned through trial and error with no formal training, just playing around, which is how I learn best. I joined the Twitter community and started participating in challenges and open calls. I met an amazing group of artists and friends who supported one another, and in a short time, I started getting some recognition. That recognition wasn't just an ego boost, it was a sign that I was heading in the right direction, or at least the direction I was meant to take. Over the years, I've developed a solid aesthetic that people now associate with my work, even though I must admit, I get bored easily. One day I'm experimenting with videos, the next I'm working on an image or making music. That's how my mind functions. Still, I try to stay faithful to my style and visual language while giving myself space to explore. For example, when animations first became popular, I didn't like them at all. Confession time. I even criticized video art. But eventually I gave in and discovered a whole new world that allowed me to go even further in my artistic process. Animation has become a part of my work that I now deeply enjoy. My creative process is a bit chaotic. It comes from necessity, from impulses. Sometimes I am cooking or walking down the street, and suddenly an idea hits me. I need to run to my computer and bring it to life before it slips away. Art is a form of expression. It has a healing and cathartic power. It's a moment when we're fully immersed in creating, not wasting time on nonsense, not digging into problems we can't solve, not letting anxiety or panic take over. It's the way I found to protect my mind, to take care of my thoughts. And it's much healthier to channel any wild, chaotic, or even destructive ideas into a creation through strokes, colors, lines, or movement than to unleash them on my own mind. Over time, I've realized that the mind is much more delicate than we often believe. It needs care, attention, and support. We were raised to run to a doctor at the first sign of illness, pain, or even a common cold. But no one ever taught us how important the mind is. I had to learn that the hard way not too long ago. Since then, I've used art not only as a way to express myself, but also as a way to care for my mental health. I create art for myself, and if someone feels empathy, a sense of connection, or experiences even the slightest positive emotion from an image or a video I made, I feel truly happy. But in that sense, I admit I'm a bit selfish. I do it for me. And when it happens to resonate with someone else's mind, I consider myself incredibly lucky. With great humility to those who are just starting out, I would say, play, have fun, and above all, have a clear purpose. Why do you want to do this? What happens in your mind and body during the creative process? In this era we're living in, where we use prompts or written cues to create with the various tools we now have at our fingertips, my advice is this: don't think of prompts as recipes, because they're not. They're the vehicle we use, our brushstroke, our energy. They're the force we give to the image, the video, the sound. And of course, our references will always show through. So much so that I find it deeply moving that, after spending a good amount of time in the X community, I can now easily recognize the work of my favorite artists. Their essence is always present. Their color palettes, their lines, their rhythm. There's space for everyone, from those who want to push boundaries and break the mold, to those who simply find joy in creating a sweet little landscape with a mountain, a house, a path, and a dog guarding the door. There's room for everything, and everything is valid. But I'd also say don't forget that we now hold in our hands the power to create the impossible. In my case, what I try to do with AI is give form to everything I wouldn't be able to create otherwise. Because I don't have every ink, every brush, every camera lens, every musical instrument at home. And this tool puts all of that at the service of our imagination. So the invitation is, let your imagination fly without limits. The worst that can happen is that we make a mistake and have to take a step back. But in art, it's always better to be told, tone it down, than do more. We have this incredible opportunity to create without limits. And from there, each person chooses their own path, whether it's simply sharing their work because it brings them joy, selling it, or showing it in NFT galleries around the world. Everyone decides what makes sense for them, but never forget, it's a process. It takes time, discipline, and consistency. Everything we learn by doing it again and again. And honestly, art is often ungrateful. That's why it's so important to remember why you create. What's the goal? Is it for yourself, for your well-being, to nourish and delight in what you're capable of creating? Or is it something else? You need to be clear about that from the very beginning. It's been a pleasure to share a little bit of myself here, to let my contradictory ideas wander, to say yes and no, and everything in between. But what matters most is that it came from the heart.
So in season one, I focus primarily on mid-journey prompting, but in this season, what I'm going to be offering is a set of tools offered through Wide World and sponsored by Wide World that's going to allow users who maybe can't afford a subscription for AI artwork, and users can go in and use that for free. So one of the things that I've done that's different this year as well is I've created a guide called the Fundamentals of AI Art Prompting. And in the guide, which you'll be provided for free, I have a number of different questions and prompts, checklists, questions that you can ask yourself that'll help you prepare and put together what your prompt should look like. So we're going to look at different emotional anchors. We'll look at mapping how we're feeling. And you'll notice that as you go over each of these images, I do have the mid-journey prompt that I use to create that particular image. Now, if you're not using Midjourney and you're using Wide Worlds, you'll just use the first part of the prompt before it gets to the dash dash. So you'll be able to use these. And I've also provided some guides that include additional prompts and ideas that are available through Patreon. So this is Wide World, which you can find at wideworlds.ai. From the home page, you can actually find my world here where it says Charoa, but I'll be providing a direct link so that you can get into it. Once all of the activities are published, on my home page, you'll be able to find it here in activities. So for every episode, there'll be an activity here that you can go and create from that specific activity, or you can also go into create anything. So let's take a look at how we can create art. So I'm going to go into the season 2, episode 1 activity. From here, I'll be able to add my prompt. So I'm going to add just a simple prompt. I'm going to do a woman sitting on the beach. She's looking into the distance, lonely and sad scene. In the distance, there's a small boat with a lantern. So I can pick from a number of different styles. So I'm going to start with the dark art, since I'm going for sort of a darker, sad scene. But I want my boat with that lantern in the background to sort of represent that like glimmer of hope. So I'm going to create that. And I can actually go ahead and create in some other styles as well. So I can try dreams, and I'll click create. So you'll notice that it kept my prompt here. I can pick another style. Let's try hopeful futures, and I can create. And so I have 3 artworks that are now creating. So we have a couple of pieces that have come up. Actually, 3 of them have come up now. So we can take a look and see how they look. So this one's quite dark, but it captures what I'm looking for. It's sort of a lonely art, but we do have that boat with the lantern. This one is more of a daytime type of art. And then here we have the hopeful one, which is a little bit more surreal. So let's say I want to modify one of these artworks. So let's say I like this one here. I can view it. And when I go into the view mode, I now have a couple of little features. Now the video feature is not available. This has been disabled, but you can edit. So by going into edit, I can say, this is going to use Nano Banana. I can say, change this to a night scene. And I can click edit image. And that's going to modify my image here. So it's modified my image. And so now we have the same scene, but it has more of a nighttime appearance. So it changes to a moon. I have a lot of, magical dust in the air. Maybe these are fireflies. So if I'm happy with this artwork, I can go ahead and download it using the arrow key, and I can save that to my computer, which I'll go ahead and do. So it's fairly straightforward how you can use this interface to be able to create some art for this season. I hope that you really enjoy this. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the creativity that you all bring to this season's episodes and all of the different challenges and activities that we're going to have. Thanks for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this episode. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell so you're kept up to date with new releases. If you'd like to support art therapy and keep this content free, I'd greatly appreciate it. You can do that by joining me on Patreon, which will be linked in the comments below. Patreon members get access to additional resources, guides, ebooks, prompts, and even the opportunity to work with me one-on-one. Don't forget, we'll also have a free live session on Hey Peers every Friday. I'll put the link for that below as well, and you can join us there to talk about AI prompting or your traditional art, share your art, talk about how this journey is for you, and share your experience of healing through art. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Kind of got me chewing here. Hang on. That scared the shit out of me. MindSoul Meditations. Charoa tonight. On that note, I want to thank everybody for watching. See you all in the next one.